So hey, what's up, everyone? You're currently tuned into TBD on KCSB FM 91.9 in Santa Barbara and netnetradio.com out of Tijuana. I'm joined by my new friend Caleb from his project called Hey, I Love You out of Billings, Montana. So how have you been holding up during quarantine? What have you been up to? How have you adapted? How do you like virtual gigs? The world has been pretty chaotic the past couple months, especially for those living in the US. So like, what have you been up to?
Um, well, I don't know. I guess quarantine has seen like a lot of different things. Because it's been like a whole year now up to this point. Like
Isn't it wild?
it's so wild. And it's crazy too, because like it's weird because like I guess you could never really get used to this kind of thing after like living outside of it for so long. But it's just weird how it just like still feels so new and so different.
Yeah.
But I've been doing a lot of different things. Basically when quarantine first started, my friends and I started a little group chat to see who could get more famous on TikTok. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll partake in this and whatever. And I downloaded TikTok, and pretty soon I got like a bunch of followers. Like I'm at like 94.4K followers on
Oh my
TikTok right now.
God, dude, you're TikTok famous.
Yeah, it's crazy. I haven't posted on it in forever just because like it's so much pressure,
Yeah.
and it sounds really dumb, but it's a lot of eyes watching, and it freaks me out, and so I don't really post on there at all. But so that happened, and I think that's what let me like, because I think that's what let me like start Hey, I Love You.
Yeah.
Because I always start like projects,
Yeah.
and then I just like get tired of them, and they
Uh-huh.
go nowhere, and
Yeah.
like no one listens to them. But I
As it
think that
goes,
like
yeah.
yeah, but I think that like that following that I already had let people like listen, and TikTok is a totally different audience too, though, than what the stuff that I'm trying to capture,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So like it's hard to get people from there to carry over, but it's helped.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. So I guess like, can you tell me a little bit more about Hey, I Love You? So you mentioned that it was kind of like a project that stemmed from like making TikToks, but like exactly how did that lead you to, starting Hey, I Love You, and like what's the concept behind it? Like what can you tell me more about it?
Okay, yeah. So like I've always like made like music. I've been into music for like a long time.
Yeah.
I joined my first band, Greyjoy, which is everyone should check out.
Shout out
uh,
Greyjoy.
yeah, shout out Greyjoy. I joined them like 4 or 5 years ago, and so ever since then I've just been like into music, and
Hmm.
I would take like I would make music like on my laptop. I remember the first thing I ever put out onto the world that's still out there if you can find it,
Hmm.
on SoundCloud, is this cover of Drama Meme by Modest Mouse
Oh hell yeah,
that I made. Yeah,
that's
but
sick.
it's super bad because I was super like pitch deaf, and I spoke all my S's with this really bad lisp.
Hmm.
Um, and so yeah, it just like was so poorly recorded, and so ever since then I've just been like recording and getting better at like recording my own stuff, and
Yeah.
just like getting better at making it sound like the best that I can with what I'm given.
Yeah.
And I think that's where like Hey, I Love You stemmed up, because like I always like listen to like I always like go through phases of like music where I want to make like that kind of music.
Hmm.
Um, and so I got into this phase where I listened to bands like Weather Day,
Yeah.
like Asian Glow, who formerly known as Doof,
Yeah.
Your Arms Are My Cocoon,
Hmm.
that kind of stuff. And I was like, wow, these people are doing really cool, innovative things
Yeah.
with like not a whole lot.
Hmm.
And so I wanted to do that. And so I started writing these songs that came out on this first EP, and I was like, this is pretty cool. And
Yeah.
I uploaded it, and I started promoting on Twitter, and people were like, this is kind of sick. And I was like, yo, I guess I'm like stuck with this now.
So this is a fairly recent project then, right? Like you
Yeah,
just you
yeah,
just
totally.
started it, yeah. So I was gonna say I think I saw like your first release was from like I don't know, maybe January or something. You started talking about it.
Yeah,
I think I saw
yeah,
on
I
your
think
Twitter
so.
you were like something like or not your first release came out like a month ago, but I saw on Twitter you're like, what if I started making like this? Would you guys be into it? And then it kind of became a thing.
Yeah,
That's pretty sick. So
thanks, dog.
yeah. Yeah, dude. So, I guess like how does this differ from like your other bands? I know you also play in like Rookie Card and stuff. What can you tell me
Yeah.
about that? And like, you know, how do you manage like being in multiple projects? Like, how do you keep coming up with ideas? Like, what keeps Hey, I Love You fresh?
I don't know. And that's kind of like one of the fears that I have about this project, is that it's not gonna like stay fresh forever,
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know, I always tie like project ideas to like sounds,
Mm-hmm.
which I think I need to not do. And I think that's something that I'm trying to do with Hey, I Love You, is like have a sound that is like familiar, but like also introduce a lot of different things into it, and just like, you know, throw a bunch of stuff at the wall. And but yeah, so I guess like the main difference is that just like I'm in complete control now. Like with Rookie Card and Greyjoy, it's like a lot of collaboration, and like people are trying their best to come up with, you know, all these different ideas to make a song what it is, which is awesome and it's great. But I think that like I need a balance of like collaboration and then just like being in like total like control. Like, oh, I want to do this here. No one's here to tell me no. No one's gonna say no one's gonna say, hey, this is gonna sound bad if you put this here. So I'm just gonna do it. So I think that's super sick.
That's awesome. So I guess like mentioning that you're in like Rookie Card and stuff. I've had Gunnar and Ryan on the show talking about the project a while back, and I asked them like what was, you know, if DIY and like Billings was something that they're like always involved in. But I kind of want to hear your take as well. So you know, what was the scene like for you there, and was this something that I guess like influenced kind of like your musical processes or, you know, your styles or anything?
Yeah, so I have been in like the Billings music scene for like a long time now, since like freshman year of high school, and I like so I've been in it like 5 or 6 years. And it's had its ups and downs, you know,
as most like local scenes do.
As most scenes do. Yeah, there was a point where like the music scene was like popping. There's like a lot of these different creative punk bands, and they had like audiences, and it was super sick. And then like Gunnar talked about Smiling Dog, which is that venue that like hosted all these cool bands. And then that got shut down, and so there was kind of like a low, you know, and like bands I think like after that was when like bands started to really like start showing up, but they couldn't get an audience. And that's something that Billings has been struggling with for a while now. We've been fighting hard. Kirk's Grocery opened up, and they've been doing their best that they can. But it seems like, you know, the only people that really get like listened here are like the big dogs, you know, like the folk bands and the metal bands, like the really generic like chuggy metal bands, you know?
For sure.
But you know, we have a festival that gets hosted here every year. It's not going to get hosted this year or last year. But it's called Dry Fest, and that's where like a bunch of different bands from Montana like come together, and it's where like all the different like weirdo bands come and like get really cool people to listen to them. It's super sick.
That's really sick.
Yeah, so that's like the big, I think that's Billings, Montana's like big thing for our scene, is that.
So that's kind of like your scene in a nutshell. Did this like kind of inspire you to start making music or anything, like, or was this kind of like a thing that was just on your own?
That was just kind of on my own. I already had like a passion for music, and like I wanted to play music, but that's like how I discovered the scene. Was already my passion for music and art, and I was like, whoa, there's like a place where I could do all this, and people will like support it, and that's super sick.
So I know you've been like gigging, you know, Rookie Card like before the pandemic and stuff like that, and obviously probably Greyjoy, right?
Totally.
Yeah. So this is like, you know, Hey I Love You is primarily like a solo project, but do you plan on like, you know, gigging this or like putting a band together for it?
Yeah, and this is something that I've pondered a lot, because there's a lot of ways that I could go about doing it. I feel like the optimal way is that I have a drummer, a bassist, 2 guitarists, and then a synth player, and then me like on like vocals. I think that would be sick. But then also we could like cut it down, and they could be like a drummer playing along to a click track, which would play the synths and stuff. There's a lot of different ways I could do it. Right now, I've just been having the like Rookie Card, like we just switch instruments. Like Jax stays on drums, Gunnar goes on bass, and I go on guitar. And
that's vocals so sick.
Yeah. So we've only done one practice, and we only practiced one song. So we kind of have to get that more figured out. But hopefully I'll do like touring and gigs and stuff. And I don't want it to be like a just me thing. Like I really want it to like open up and become like more collaborative and stuff as time goes on.
That's cool. So I guess if you were to put together like a dream gig, you know, when, you know, touring and stuff is a thing again, what would be like the dream tour members like gig? Like what would that be? What would that look like?
Probably like lineup, or just like
just like a tour lineup or like a show, like a dream show, you know?
Dude, okay. It would totally have to be like Hey I Love You, Rookie Card. I know that sounds like super like up my own RC, but but like, Hey, I Love You, Ricky Card,
Yeah.
Your Arms Are My Cocoon, Lobster Fight, Home Is Where. It'd be a long show.
That would
Be
be
a long show,
insane. That would be
but
insane. I mean, I would be there. I'm down for long shows. I know that people are like, two artists, three artists is like the max, but I'm down for it. That'd be sick, dude.
yeah, yeah. If
That'd
the
be
bands play sort of sets, then like, why not?
exactly, dude. So your latest release is your song Digital Lung.exe, and about a month
Yeah.
ago you released your EP. And I guess what I love most about the fifth wave is just like the unique, take everyone is taking on the genre. For example, like Lobster Fight, their piano based
Oh
take.
yeah.
Yeah. So what can you tell me about like your unique take? Like where did I guess this like chiptune like digital sound come from?
Well, I was super inspired by Anamanaguchi. I don't know if you've heard of them.
Mm-mm.
They did the Scott Pilgrim video game soundtrack
Oh,
like
okay.
yeah, like almost like 10 years ago now.
Yeah.
And so I've been like that was like the first ever band that I started really following because I was like way into video games when I was younger.
Yeah.
And so yeah, and so I was like, whoa, this band did this video game soundtrack. That's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like super like chip tuney, lots of chip tune stuff, lots of like
Mm-hmm.
internet, like lots of inspiration from internet culture and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so I took huge inspiration from that. And I think that like the idea that I had is I wanted to combine like this like chiptune power pop with like the lo-fi emo sound that's been
Yeah.
like popping up a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that that's like what I like wanted to do in fifth wave emo was just like, well, I mean, like when Hey I Love You first started, fifth wave emo wasn't even like a term. Like I had never heard of that.
Yeah.
And then like it started like popping up and people started like saying Hey I Love You with fifth wave emo, which
I
I'm like
know.
totally down with because
Yeah.
I think I've always wanted to like I don't know. I think being part of an emo movement is so cool because like when I was like a freshman and I first discovered like emo music, I thought it was like the coolest thing of all time. I
Oh
thought it was
yeah.
so cool
Yeah.
because I listened to emo music.
Yeah.
Um, so
as
yeah,
as
if
everybody
freshman year
did.
me could see me now, he'd be like, "Whoa, that's so sick."
I know. That's so funny.
Yeah,
So I guess that was like the next thing I was gonna ask. Do you see yourself as emo?
yeah. I think yes and no. And sometimes I'm like, I want to make this song emo, and sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't want to make this song emo. I think that like emo is like super expansive now, like especially with like fifth wave coming in.
Oh, for
Like I
sure.
think emo means like a lot of different things. I know that people are like, oh, this is an emo, But I'm of the opinion that like fifth wave emo is like super expansive, and there are a lot of different things that go into it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think so. I think yes. That was a roundabout way of saying yes.
That's tight. So I guess like what do you see as like the future of fifth wave emo?
Um, I don't know. Hopefully, because I think that like anyone that listens to emo music and has been listening to emo music shares the same sentiment. But there was a while where I was like super frustrated with the state of emo
Yeah.
because like all the bands kind of sounded like each other, and I thought that it was like super derivative.
Mm-hmm.
But like with this new spark of bands, like all these different bands like doing crazy experimental things with it. And so hopefully we just keep going in that direction, just keep expanding,
Yeah.
and more people can get into, because like one of the coolest things about fifth wave emo is that like anyone can get into the scene,
It's
and anyone
also
can just like
Yeah, it's also
yeah
becoming like way more diverse. You know what I'm
yeah
saying?
yeah totally
Yeah, and I personally feel like a lot more people can relate to it just because like the diversity is there. There's like different types of people talking about their different issues rather than it being dominated by the average white guy who just talks
yeah
about white people
exactly
problems all the time. You know?
exactly yeah, like so many different people are coming in and taking what they want out of it and putting what they want into it, and it's so cool and it's so inspiring. So hopefully that just keeps expanding and we can get even like more different diverse sounds, like sounds that you wouldn't normally uh associate with emo. Hopefully you can get that in there.
Yeah, I mean Lobster Fight right there, dude. Just straight piano riffs the entire time. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
crazy. Yeah, like when I was like first getting into emo, I would have never thought that I would hear a band like
Mm-hmm.
Title Fight. Why did I just say that? Like I because I was thinking about when I was first getting into emo, and like those were the bands like
Yeah, yeah,
American
yeah.
Football, Title Fight. But
Mm-hmm.
I would never thought that I would hear a band like Lobster Fight or like Your Arms Are My Cocoon. So
Mm-hmm.
I think it's super sick that that's happening now, and it's really awesome.
Oh, 100%, dude. So I guess we kind of just like, shot through all those questions, but we have some like fan questions and stuff. So
Oh yeah, totally.
these ones are kind of fun. Um, okay, and then I threw some in there, just like some random fun ones that I had as well. So
Perfect.
are you ready for this?
Sweet. Yeah.
Okay, so tell me about your ideal fighting game, but for fifth wave emo.
Okay. Ideal fighting game with a fifth wave emo. Super expansive. Super. Well, okay. I'm way into Smash Bros.
Yeah,
Um, and so it basically be like the Smash Bros.
yeah.
of like fifth wave emo. Like there's be all these different bands,
Hmm.
um, and like just like all this different like collaborations, just like things that you would never see on screen. I think would be
Yeah.
sick.
Hmm.
Like you get like lobster fight, giant enemy lobster. You got
Yeah.
Yarns and like a coon, which is like this like butterfly type creature.
Hmm.
I think it'd be funny if like Rig Card was in it, but it was just Gunner, and he was just like a burnout.
That's so yeah, that's hilarious.
I think that'd be sick. But yeah, just like all these different like homies coming together, I think, and like just like duking it out would be so sick.
Yeah, dude, that's honestly sick. Everybody using their unique take, like I guess like what they're known for is like their I don't know,
Yeah,
their like
yeah.
powers or something. Yeah, dude, that's
That's something that
hilarious.
I super admire about Smash Bros. Like all these characters, like they're all like unique and
Hmm.
special and have like their
Yeah,
history like in their move set, and so that's what I want.
exactly,
That's why I think it would
exactly.
be super sick.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, so this one is from another person via Twitter. So,
Mhm.
what are your thoughts on the Fortnite American Boy song, and has your approach to making great pop music been spurned as a result of discovering the song?
What's the is that the number one Victory Royale song? Is that what they're referring to?
Yeah, that one with like the distorted face thing that made it popular, I feel like, or TikTok.
Uh, yeah, I think we're talking about the same thing. I think.
I think we are. Yeah, yeah, we definitely
Okay.
are.
That I'm like that song. I just think I don't know why it's like weirdly comforting to me in a way. Like I hear it and I'm just like, yeah, this sounds good. It's like it's so pleasant to hear for some reason. Um,
I feel you.
and basically every song that I've made up to that point has been inspired by that song. So
Oh, I love that. That's sick.
that's not true at all, but it'd be sick if it was.
So, how do you feel about being TikTok famous?
Up and down, up and down. Like it's pretty cool because like TikTok has started like paying me now.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, they've been paying me for a while,
Dude,
which is
that's
cool. It's
insane.
not
Really, you get paid via TikTok? I didn't know that was a
it's
thing.
not yeah, it's not substantial or anything,
Yeah.
but that's pretty cool. Um and I like being able to like because like most of my TikTok content is like me showing people how to do certain stuff on guitar,
Hmm.
which I really like helping people.
Yeah.
But the issue is that like I assume that like because I assume that like I have to like basically like simplify like the terms and the words that I use
Hmm.
and like just be super simple about it so that people can get the point like super easily. Like
Yeah.
especially if people are like really new to guitar, like just like help them. And
Hmm.
then I get people in the comments who are always like, actually it's called this and it's called this and this and this.
And
And
you're
it's like,
like,
dude,
thanks,
I
dude.
yeah, it's like I know, but like come on, man.
Yeah, seriously, this is
Um
TikTok.
yeah. Yeah, no. And also like I don't know, TikTok is kind of it's super easy for people just to be like mean on there and just like move on with their day, as with any social media
Oh,
app. But I
yeah.
see it happen like a lot more on TikTok.
Does that happen to
And
you?
so, oh yeah, like all
Really?
the
People
time.
even
Yeah,
That's so wild.
yeah, people, yeah, which is wild. And there are times when like there was this one time where like someone I made a joke where I was like, you know, the lick, like the jazz lick, the
Yeah.
doo 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 doo.
Hmm.
I made a joke that was like this joke will only make sense if you put the video in reverse. And like I basically said like, do you like jazz in reverse? And then I played the lick in reverse so that when people reversed it, it would be the lick and then me saying, do you like jazz?
Yeah.
Um, but people didn't know people didn't know how to reverse it, so they only reversed the video but not the audio. And
Yeah.
two, they didn't get the joke because they didn't like. I don't know. I thought that would be a super like people would get that. I thought that's like super like duh, you know,
Yeah.
like a no duh joke.
Yeah.
But I guess people really didn't get it and they got really mad.
Were people
And then I
really mad?
started, yeah, people were mad. They were like, "You're just doing this for views or whatever." And then I started like I got mad and I started like fighting back, and then that made me look even worse. So yeah, that happened, and that was super
That's
embarrassing. And I took like all the videos of me like getting mad at people down.
that is
And I
so
just like
funny.
yeah, I just like lost my cool. Um, so like, yeah, it's very easy to lose your cool when you're like of that platform.
Dude, that's crazy. I didn't know I didn't know there was that side of TikTok.
Oh yeah,
That's wild. So how do you like not run out of content, or like how do you like know
I
what you're
do.
gonna put on there? Oh, you
I
do?
do. Yeah, a lot, a lot. It's hard to be like, because like my whole thing when I started it was like I was the TikTok like indie guitarist when I first started
Oh,
it,
really?
and so yeah, and so I'd show like I'd be like, oh, here's how you play this indie song, or here's how you get this indie sound.
Hmm.
Um, but after a while, I just started like not thinking of ideas,
Yeah.
and
Um,
just like yeah,
I know that you like started I feel like you're the only person that I've really seen on TikTok that's like emo TikTok, I feel like.
oh yeah,
So
yeah,
is there like an emo TikTok going on, or I heard you like
yeah.
mention it before.
Yeah. There's like a TikTok subset for like anywhere.
Yeah.
Like anything.
Hmm.
Um and so like people if you end up on like one side of TikTok, people call it like blank TikTok. Like
Hmm.
people would call it emo TikTok. It'd be called emo TikTok.
Hmm.
Um Problem is that like emo TikTok, any sort of like TikTok place. I feel so dumb talking about this right now. But like
I know, it's
any
hilarious.
yeah, um any like TikTok subset is super like derivative. Like all emo TikTok is like title fight, modern baseball,
Hmm.
American football. The same three bands talked about over and over again.
Hmm.
Also a lot of jank in Panucci's Pizza, which is really annoying.
Is there really?
But oh yeah, it's everywhere.
Oh
Like
my
anytime I make like a
God.
somewhat emo, like even if I make like a somewhat emo influenced TikTok, people are like, "Do you listen to Jank? Do you listen to Panucci's Pizza? Do you
Oh
listen to
my
Brand New?" And it's like,
goodness.
dude, get that out of here,
Yeah, it's
man.
like I'm not gonna respond.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I don't even respond. Like sometimes I'll be like, "Hey, though you shouldn't support those bands," but usually those people are usually just like, There's a difference between supporting the art and artists," and it's like not if like especially
Oh
not if
my
the music is
God.
that
Get
personal.
that conversation out of here, dude.
Yeah, it's so dumb, especially if the music is that personal. Like
Yeah.
the music is part of those people, you
Yeah.
know. So it's
Hmm.
like it's so ridiculous. Um, but yeah, so you see a lot of stuff like that, and I think that's part of the reason why I haven't posted on TikTok in forever is just because like it's so annoying hearing the same four bands talked about all the time, and
Yeah.
I try to like combat that, and I'm like,
I've
oh,
noticed
here are
that,
some bands
yeah.
that you got to check out. Yeah, yeah,
I've
yeah,
seen that on
and
there. You're like
yeah,
shouting
yeah,
out like Riley and stuff like that, which I thought was
yeah.
really sick.
I shout out the homies,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
like, but like that doesn't do as well. People want to hear about the bigger bands.
Really? You'd think that people would actually like want like if they're into those bigger bands, it's like, oh, here's some like cooler small bands that you may be into. Maybe we're just different. Maybe we're just different in that we care
Yeah.
about
Well,
that.
TikTok is such a bizarre place. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's like I'm not sure, but I think it's like the most used like social media app.
Yeah.
So you get like a bunch of different people on it,
Hmm.
and it's just like I don't know, it's wild.
That's funny. So how do you feel about that emo dog TikTok that went off recently?
Emo dog
Have
TikTok.
you seen it?
I have not.
Oh my gosh, dude. It's like the best TikTok I've ever seen, but it's like this dog making like this it's like this husky making like weird dog sounds, and then some guy plays an emo riff over it. You haven't seen it?
Really?
Yeah,
I
dude,
have
he
not
plays
seen
an
it.
emo
That's
riff
so
over,
cool.
yeah, and he's like emo dog vocals or whatever, and then he's doing like the tapping and stuff, and then like
That's
some
so
guy starts
cool.
playing drums over the guitar, and then some guy adds like tapping bass and stuff. It was sick.
Dude, okay. That's one of the parts that I really love about TikTok is you see musicians come together and like work together. And like
Yeah,
I've like met like I've through there I've like befriended like people who I would have never even met, like Scotching Network.
yeah. Oh,
Uh
you know Scott Tune through there?
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's
We're,
sick.
we're homies.
Oh,
We
that's
don't really
sick.
talk that much, but yeah, we've been like, hey, your stuff is sick.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. Melissa Brooks from the Aquadolls, she's really cool
Oh
too.
yeah, dude, Melissa Brooks, like OG LA band. That's sick.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude, super sick. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. There's a lot to like about TikTok. There's
Yeah.
also a lot to not like.
Can I play emo dog for you and get your
Yes, I
reaction?
would love to see it. That is so good.
Isn't this sick?
That's so sick.
It's so good, dude. It's so good.
that sounds like a band I would listen
Dude,
to.
it honestly
Totally.
does. I was like, why is this good? Like, why do I actually want this track? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, literally. Like we need more dog vocalists in the scene.
oh my God,
That's what
dude.
I want to come out of Fifth Wave. Is I want
We need,
like we need to get so diverse to the point where like not even humans are making the
yeah,
music anymore. We
just
have
straight
like
animals.
yeah, dude. We get like dog vocalists. We get apes making music. That'd be sick.
That's so funny. One of my favorites of your TikToks was the one where you're talking about looking the gorilla in the eye.
Oh yeah. That one, I remember that one I made when I was super like reaching for content. I was like, I don't know what to make, but I should
Yeah,
make something.
dude, that one
So
was
that's what
so.
I'm gonna make.
That was so. I was just like, was not expecting that. That was sick.
That's a true story. That's 100%
Is
real,
that
by the
real,
way.
dude? That's
Yeah,
so good.
that's super like I was like super like, are people gonna like unfollow me because I post
Yeah.
this? Like I was like, yeah. For people that don't know at home, I made a TikTok where I talked about a story where I pooped myself looking into the eyes of a gorilla at a zoo because I thought I was going to fart and then I just doo dooed myself. So yeah,
Oh my God, that's hilarious. So, I guess one more relating to your TikTok are painted nails the key to playing really great emo riffs?
yes, 100%. You can't you can't. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but you can't play guitar at all unless you have painted nails. That's the number one. It's no one knows about it. It's super secret. But yes,
If you
it's the key to getting emo.
if you want to be the next big emo artist, you got to paint your nails
You
instantly,
gotta paint your nails. Yeah,
and it will
yeah.
happen.
Are you familiar with the Math Rock Band Standards?
Yeah, I am actually. They're pretty sick.
Yeah, they follow me on TikTok too, so I follow them back and we talk every now and then, and
Oh,
they're
that's
super
sick.
cool. But they have the painted nail power.
Oh, really?
They are so much better at their instruments than I am. But I always see them and they're like doing crazy tapping stuff with their painted nails, and I'm proud. I'm proud.
That's so tight, dude.
Yeah, dude.
So there it is, dude. That's the in on TikTok emo culture. Um,
Yep, it's just painted nails.
so another person asked, "Do you have a favorite TV show right now?"
Good question. My favorite all time TV show is Steven Universe. I love Steven Universe.
Classic.
Yeah, classic. A few of my favorites are Community, Workaholics is pretty good. I
Oh
just
heck
discovered
yeah,
Workaholics.
yeah.
Um, Seinfeld, I love Seinfeld. I like to pretend like I'm into Frasier, but I'm really not. I, j- I think
What's
I like to
great?
be like, yeah, I'll watch Frasier, and I'll turn it on and I'll be like, I don't know. I just don't get it.
What is Frasier about? I
But
don't think I've ever heard that one.
it's about like a radio host, and it's supposed to be like the smartest show ever on
Oh
television.
really?
Yeah, which probably explains why it's why I don't get it
Yeah.
because um but yeah, and then I've also it's like objectively not a good show,
Yeah.
but I think that's part of the reason why I like it so much. But Family Guy, whenever I need just like some like it's like jangling keys in front of a baby. Whenever I
Uh-huh.
want something really dumb that can just turn off my brain,
Oh yeah.
I just watch Family Guy and it makes me lol. Um, so that's pretty good.
Heck yeah. I don't watch too much TV, but I guess I'm gonna have to check out Workaholics, dude. I remember everybody in high school talked about that one, and I also want to check out Frasier. It's about a radio host. That's interesting.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I haven't watched it in a while, but yeah. But Workaholics is also super good. Yeah. Are you more of like a movie or like a YouTube guy or?
I mean, I kind of just like watch whatever I can get my hands on. I feel like I'm usually doing music stuff. You know what I'm saying? I feel like
Oh yeah.
I'm very uncultured when it comes to like TV and like movies and stuff.
Okay,
Yeah.
that totally makes sense. Yeah, I go through like phases where I'm like way into video games, and then I'm way into music, and then I'm way
Yeah.
into TV, and so it comes in waves. It comes and goes.
That's kind of how it is for me too. I've been playing a lot of video games recently,
Oh
actually.
yeah, which
Um,
ones?
So I got my Switch like beginning of like COVID or whatever, and
Yeah, oh
and
yeah, me
like dude,
too.
playing my Switch really goes in waves for me, or it comes in waves. Like every now and then
Yeah.
I'll be like really motivated. So it was like for months I was just playing Animal Crossing, dude. You
Oh
know,
yeah,
I
yeah,
was just
yeah,
grinding Animal Crossing. And then it was honestly for like months I probably just didn't touch my Switch really. And then I was
oh
like,
yeah,
you know what, dude,
totally.
I'm trying to play again. So I got Pokemon Shield. It's honestly sick.
Yes,
It's honestly a good game. Yeah, it's pretty
it's
sick.
so good. It's
Yeah,
so good.
it's sick. And then so I went from Pokemon Shield and then what I hop into next? Oh, and then I bought Mario, I guess like the 3D All-Stars game where it came with
Yep,
like,
yep,
64 and Sunshine
yeah,
and Galaxy.
yep,
and I grinded 64, dude. That game is
Oh
so
yeah,
good.
it's
64,
so freaking good.
dude, 64 is literally the best out of all three of those games.
I oh really? I'm more of a Sunshine kind
Are
of
you
guy.
really?
Yeah. And Super Mario Galaxy is also super nostalgic to me, but
It is too,
Super
yeah, for
Mario
me.
Sunshine, it's so hard. It's so tough, and the controls, it's kind of BS.
Yeah.
I'll admit it's kind of dumb, but I love Sunshine. I haven't really touched 64 on my copy of 3D All Stars
Mhm.
because my partner has a Nintendo 64, and
Oh, so you
so
just play you play the actual thing.
yeah, I just played the actual thing.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, so yeah, but I love Mario 3D All Stars.
Yeah,
My friend Trevin,
w-
who yeah, he sings in Greyjoy. He let me borrow his copy, so I've just been way into that recently.
that's sick, dude. You know, I think I grinded that one so fast I beat it within like a week or something, but there's still so much more to it after you beat it. You know what I'm saying? Like there's
Yep,
so many extra
exactly.
things you can do to it that I just haven't touched cuz like it took me
Exactly.
forever to beat the final boss and then I beat the final boss and I was like, "Okay, I'm done for a while."
Oh yeah,
you know,
totally.
um what else have I been grinding? Oh, so recently I've been playing a lot of Zelda Breath of the Wild, actually.
Mm,
Have you played that one?
that's no, everyone has been saying I need to play that one.
You
I haven't
should.
gotten it yet, but is it good?
It's honestly really good. I wasn't expecting it to be that sick. But
Yeah?
like, yeah, the graphics are like really cool, dude. Like they're just
Oh
like
yeah, and
it's like refreshing
I
because
am
you
in
don't really
love
see
with
something
the
like
music.
yeah, and the music is so good. It's just like sick. And then also sometimes I don't have time to play my Switch because I'm always like doing something for my radio show, like editing or
Oh
doing
yeah.
whatever, you know. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's funny because my girlfriend, like, I've been watching a lot of, Zelda theory videos, and
Oh yeah.
on like YouTube, just like some, like turn off your brain type thing, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
And my
totally.
girlfriend's like, it's funny how like you have the actual game there that you could be playing, but like, just to like not commit, you're just watching videos about it,
Yep.
and I'm just
I
like,
totally do that all the time.
yeah, and
Do you
I'm,
have you gone into the iceberg videos yet?
uh, what do you mean, like the meme or whatever? Like this is how
Yeah,
deep it
like
goes.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like there's this trend on YouTube now where they explain, they go through like all the things on like an iceberg meme.
yeah.
And I don't know why, but my monkey brain loves those so much.
Like which ones have you seen that you've been into recently?
There's like the Super Smash Bros. Iceberg.
Yeah,
Um there's my favorite video game of all time, Earthbound. There's an iceberg for that one. I love Earthbound.
yeah, that's sick.
Um there's like icebergs for literally anything that you could like look up.
Dude, I'm gonna have to check
Um
those out. That's sick.
Yeah, it's so cool. There's anything and everything everyone's done an iceberg video on because it was like a huge trend for a while. It's still kicking it pretty strong.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I guess the most recent like iceberg things I've been seeing are like the emo encyclopedia ones. Have you seen those?
I
Those are
yes,
insane, dude. Those are
I love
crazy.
those.
Like, they go so in depth, and I'm just like, okay, how many bands do I actually know from here? Like, how many labels do I
Exactly.
actually know? I feel like I
It
surprise
really
myself sometimes. I'm just like, wow, dude. You know,
really it's the opposite for me. It really goes to show how much I don't know about the genre.
I feel that. I just don't know how they have that much time to just like
I
you know
I know.
they just
It's
like
like
trawl rate your music to find that stuff,
yeah,
and yeah,
exactly.
yeah, it's insane, dude. I used to have a labels show for
Yeah?
my radio show where I would just like specifically talk about like labels and stuff, and there's a
Yeah.
lot on there where I was like, oh wow, like I've just like seen these like mentioned here and there, and it's like interesting that they're on there. Anyways,
Yeah.
so I guess this is like another one that someone asked. So they were like, how do you feel about Ian Cohen liking your music?
Really crazy.
Yeah,
Like Ian Cohen has like given pitchfork reviews to like some of my favorite records,
yeah,
like Bright Eyes and like Hotelier and all these like different, all of my favorite records he's
yeah.
reviewed. And so seeing that he likes something that I put out is absolutely insane to me.
It's insane, right? My friend who is like really into like Pitchfork and just like the blogosphere and stuff like
Oh yeah.
that. They're like just really into it. They love that stuff. They're like
Hmm.
always deep diving these like, Web 2.0 blogs and all that. They know
Yeah.
all everything about them. Uh they know a lot about like I guess like Ian Cohen's writing and like how like the back end of like Pitchfork, how all that stuff works. And they were
Yeah.
telling me that I guess like Ian Cohen is writing what's it called? Freelance now. Like as before, he was like,
Oh,
yeah, contracted for Pitchfork to do, and he could only write about certain things that they would like tell him to write about.
oh no way! He's doing like
Yeah,
freelance now.
yeah. So he had like a beat. You know what I'm saying? Like they would only
Yeah,
give things to him that were within his beat. And now, if you've looked at like the most recent reviews he's done, there's a few self-released titles that he's done that he's reviewed. Yeah,
that's so cool. That's gonna
yeah,
be so nice.
yeah. So my friend was telling me, shout out Maddie. They usually actually sit in to interview with me, but they swap meet on Sundays, so it's kind of just like a switch
Oh,
off thing.
yeah,
But yeah, they were telling me like, we might see more like DIY like emo reviews and stuff from
that would be so
Ian Cohen,
sick.
and I was just like, dude, that would be insane. Like, who did Ian Cohen just review? That was like, they were like this bigger emo band that like just got a Pitchfork review, but they're also self-released, and Ian Cohen did the review for them.
Was it was it Home is Where?
It wasn't Home is Where. It was like one of those like bigger like pop punk almost.
I have no
I can't
idea.
think of them, dude. But yeah, if I said it, you would know. And but
Oh yeah,
it's like those
yeah,
type of things where like Ian Cohen is sort of like has more like leeway on things that he
yeah.
can like review now. And I was like, dude, that would be so huge for like the fifth wave emo like community type deal. If he can just like totally start writing about like random bands.
That
Um,
would be so sick.
yeah, it would be insane. Like, could you imagine like a Home is Where Pitchfork review? Like a
Well, he's a super big fan of Home is Where, isn't he? He's shouted them out
dude, it's crazy, dude. Like, when I saw Ian Cohen like shouting out Home is Where, this is like before Home is Where dropped their record and like got all huge, you know what I'm saying? Um,
yeah.
and I was just like, dude, this is wild. Like, how does Ian Cohen know about this band? You know?
Yeah, I know. Like that, I was like, wow, that can happen. That can totally happen
I
to a
know,
band. That's
dude, I know.
crazy, dude. I
Yeah.
remember that and the lobster fight. Anthony Fantana review, I think, is what
Dude,
really.
that was crazy. That was
I
just
remember,
insane.
like when that happened, like Twitter was as if like Twitter, everyone on Twitter was celebrating. It
Yeah.
was so crazy.
Dude,
It was so wild.
yeah, dude, I was talking about Angel about it. And
Yeah,
dude, I was just like, dude, so what do you think about this? And he was just like, it's crazy. It's crazy. I feel like that's like every DIY person that I have on my show. I'm like, how do you feel about this like random fame you're getting from like online people and stuff? And they're like, it's insane. I don't even know how to put it into words. Like,
yeah. It's like not
it
comprehensible,
literally,
comprehensible.
dude, it's wild. Like, I think I saw Home is Where like announced like a management team or something like that recently, and I was like, dude, what is happening? Like, this is crazy, dude.
Yeah, Gunnar, Ryan, and I in Rookie Card have a Discord with Tyler and Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler from Your Arms My Cocoon and Brandon from Home Is Where, and
Oh,
so
that's
we just
tight.
like talk every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
And Brandon was like, "Guys, if Home Is Where gets super famous, I'll make sure to get you guys all famous." So
Hell yeah,
shout
dude.
out Brandon, Home Is Where.
Shout out
Shout
Brandy,
out
dude,
Tyler, Your Arms My
sticking
Cocoon.
sticking to her roots and still shouting out Lobster Fight, Rookie Card, Hey, I Love You on all the posts. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, it's crazy too because like you see a lot of emo bands. Well, I mean, not specifically emo bands, but like a lot of bands get like really big, and then they only shout out like bands who are like
Within their
of their
realm,
same,
yeah,
yeah,
within their
within their
realm,
realm, and that's like the most bogus thing of all time, dude.
100%, dude.
I think
Yeah.
it's so dumb. If I this would never happen, but if I become like a millionaire because of my music and I'm like super famous, dude, I will never forget the homies that were there since day
Oh,
one.
you can't forget your roots, dude. You know?
Nah, dude, I'm gonna shout out TBD Presents on everything, dude.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
That would never happen, but
I know. It's sad. I always tell that to people too. Like, uh, every now and then I'll get like someone that's like, I guess, bigger on my radio show. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
and my girlfriend's like, I feel like you're getting a lot of people that are big on your show. Like, you can't stop like booking all of the little guys. And I'm like,
oh yeah, no,
okay,
totally.
okay, so like, just because I had someone big doesn't mean like
Yeah,
I'm not,
exactly.
and I would never forget my DIY roots. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
anyways, um, so I guess that's all we have for like the fan questions. So where can people keep up with your music and stuff? Before we get into the doozy, I forgot to ask this one. Where can people keep up with your
Okay.
music? Where can people interact with you? Where can people like, you know, hear about
So
Hey, I
on
Love You Matters and stuff?
I think I talk about it the most on Twitter.
Okay.
So Twitter at lcaleb. Um, that's where you can find me. And then on Instagram is love.caleb, and I talk about it sometimes there too.
Mm-hmm.
But mostly on Twitter. If you want to go with "Hey, I love you" stuff, just mostly on Twitter. You can also follow me on Bandcamp. That's super cool too. I send messages out to my followers sometimes, just being
Oh
like,
heck
"Hey."
yeah.
But yeah, just Twitter basically. Just find me on Twitter,
The
and that's where I'll be.
Twitter DIY scene is just active in general. So if you're not on Twitter and you're trying to be in the DIY scene, it's not
Yep.
gonna happen. You have to be on
You have to be on
Twitter.
exactly. It's crazy. It's
Yeah.
wild. Actually, can I tell you a story real quick of how I got into DIY Twitter?
Oh yeah, do it.
So this is a really funny story. Well, I mean, it's not actually that funny. I don't want to overhype it or anything, but so I was live streaming on TikTok because you can like live stream on TikTok,
Yeah.
and like usually I get like 50 or 60 people watching me. Not too crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But B for I don't know how to pronounce her last name. Ferrara, B Ferrara. She was on, and Jack from Flea Collar Tapes
Yeah.
was also on.
Oh wow, that's it.
And I was doing this thing where I was like, hey, recommend me or tell me, because I'm like pretty okay at like learning things by ear. Like I'll listen to something and I'll be able to play it.
Mm-hmm.
Not to toot my own horn or anything, but I'm pretty good at doing that. And so I was doing that. I would just have people like comment stuff, and Jack just said like, play this song by Ricky Card. And I was like, hold up, I'm in that band, right? And Jack like had no idea
Really?
yeah, Jack had like no idea. A lot of people like didn't know that for a while that I was in Ricky Card. Because I'd see them like I'd be on even with TikTok and I'd see people like shout out Ricky Card,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd be like, thanks, man.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'd be like, whoa, you're in this band?
Yeah.
Which it was weird. I don't know. But so Jack was like, whoa, you're in Ricky Card? And I was like, yeah. And then Jack was like, you should get on Twitter. And I was like, okay. And so I got on Twitter, and yeah, I think that like a week or two after that is when I made that initial post. I was like, would you guys listen to if I made this tiny little EP thing?
Oh really?
And then yeah, and it was funny because like at the time I got like no comments or no likes because I had like no followers at the time.
Yeah.
And I would like be on TikTok and I'd be like, follow my Twitter, and like no one would do it. So I was like, oh, whatever.
That's funny.
Yeah, so I thought nothing was gonna come from it at all, and then like people started to really like it, which I thought was super cool.
That's sick, dude.
Has there ever been a band that has been interviewed that has been like, I expected to get famous off of this music? Like, I feel like every band who's been asked this question, honestly, I mean, you didn't ask me a question, but every band always says like, every band is always like, I never thought I'd get famous. Exactly. It's like unanimous.
100%. Every band that's on the show that has like some tiny bit of like a following or something, they're like, yeah, I wasn't expecting it, Dude, okay, the craziest one that I honestly thought that, I thought was insane was Lobster Fight, because I don't know if you've listened to that or if anybody else out there, you should listen to this interview, but
I did. I was listening to it. Oh wait, the one that you did with Lobster Fight?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was listening to it earlier.
Oh, really? That's funny. So,
yeah.
So basically, he was like saying that like, yeah, this music was kind of just like a way to like say that they were a band. Like his first EP, like Pink, Black, and Orange in the Corners, like the classic like Lobster Fight that everybody loves. He was like, that was kind of just like a bunch of stuff that we already had, and we're kind of just like, okay, let's just like put this out to sit so we have something, and it blew up, and he's like, I don't want this to blow up. This is pigeonholing me. This was kind of just supposed to be like a demo or something,
I remember him saying that. Yeah. I'm really excited to see what they got in store though for the next one. I'm really stoked because if what he's saying is true and it's like really, really like good, like really, like that much better, then like it's gonna be amazing, dude.
I just think it's like all of these like fifth wave, I guess, artists. I almost like it's crazy because I feel like they blow up off of their like first release. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like your arms are my yeah. What were you saying?
Sorry. But that's like one of the things that I'm scared about too, is that like, because I'm coming out with Internet Breath on April 30th, which is the second EP. I'm just like it's not too different, but there's like some like way different ideas in there. And so I'm just like honestly like super like worried that people aren't gonna dig it as much, or it's not gonna get as much attention.
Oh yeah,
or,
dude. I feel like we haven't. I think I forgot to ask about Internet Breath. Can you just go more in depth about that? Sorry.
No, you're totally good, man. Internet Breath is just like the second EP. Okay, so I do this thing whenever I start a project where, because I have like a bunch of like projects up there that people can go find if they really want to on Bandcamp and stuff. A bunch of like under a bunch of different names. Like I was in a surf punk band called the Guillotines, and we
Oh,
have
that's
one song up
sick.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like that's just like one of them. There's a bunch of different other ones that I bet everyone cannot find all of them. It's like I'll send people on like a little like
It's
goose
a
chase to see
challenge.
if they can find
Hey,
all of them.
get back to us
Yeah,
if you can find all of Caleb's projects.
I'll give you $1. I'll mail you $1.
I
It probably won't survive the mail at all. Can you mail cash? Yes. I
feel
don't
like
know
you
why I just
can.
asked that question.
When I was a
I
little
get
kid, I used to mail cash to skateboard companies to get packs of stickers, and it would be like,
That's so
dollar bills
sick.
and quarters and stuff.
Yeah, that's
anyways,
so cool.
anyways, continue.
Um, yeah, so that was totally gonna happen to Hey I Love You.
Hmm.
Like Walker, who ran Rat's Nest Tapes, shout out Rat's Nest Tapes, shout out Walker, um, was like Walker would hear like the things that I would leak on
Hmm.
Twitter
Hmm.
and would be like, this sounds super cool and interesting. Do you want to sign? And I was like, sure. Um, and then I was like, Walker, I'm not gonna lie, dude. I kind of don't want to put this out anymore, just because like it had been so long, and I just like this is dumb. I don't want to put this out. I'll put out a different EP instead.
Hmm.
And I was like working on like another EP that I wanted to put out instead. But Walker was
Yeah.
like, no, 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 you have to put out this one. And I was like, fine, whatever. And
Yeah.
then I put it out, and people really, really were into it. And I was like, okay, I guess I'm into this. I guess I'm stuck with this now. So I'm really glad that Hey Love You didn't end up being like one of those things I just like did once and then just like gave up forever.
I almost feel
Um,
like we were kind of talking about this before. I almost kind of feel like you kind of have to get over that as an artist.
oh yeah,
I don't
totally.
consider myself an artist, but like everybody does something creative, and I feel like you'll do
Hmm.
something and you're like, this is sick, and your friends or whoever will hype you up and be like, this is cool, but then like say like the hype dies down because like you haven't released anything or you haven't really done much,
Yep.
and you're just
Yep.
like, I'm sitting on this now and I'm kind of over it, and like I don't know if
Yeah.
it's even worse or if it's like even worth putting out. And
Yep.
I feel like that's something you really have to get over as an artist, and you just got to like go for it.
Oh yeah, totally. Totally, yeah. Um yeah, and so I'm really glad that like, everyone helped me get through that and that is I'm making music. But like yeah, Internet Breath was kind of like made as like a necessity to like expand
Hmm.
upon the first EP. Cause like I wish I had made the first EP longer and I put more ideas into it. I honestly wish that I instead of putting out an EP, I just put out like a full length.
Hmm.
Um, and so the second EP is just like kind of just like me just trying to evolve on the ideas and make something more coherent, but still like off the wall and like more ideas, more things. Because like that's like one of like the main ideas of Hey I Love You is just to be like like as many sounds as I can fit
Yeah.
into it,
Hmm.
just like as many different influences, as many different stuff. Like there's a song on the second or on Internet Breath, and it's the second song. And I don't want to give too much away about the EP, but there's a part on it. I could leak it to you if you want after this.
Let's do it.
Okay, sweet. But it's like it starts out as this like it's like all like chip tuning and all like video
Hmm.
gamey, but then like halfway through it just like stops and turns into like a hardcore punk song, and it's like really fast and like in your face and like all shreddy.
Yeah.
And so that was just like what I really wanted to do was like make an EP or like make a bunch of music where like you never know what you're gonna get on the next track.
Hmm.
The next you're like, oh, what is the next track gonna sound like? Oh, it sounds like this. What is the next track gonna sound like? So like
It's
it's like a
unpredictable.
bunch of
Yeah.
different yeah, just like a bunch of different flavors. It's like when you have like those lollipops that are like, oh, mystery flavor, and then you like open it and taste it up. And
Yeah.
I think the like like the dum dums that have like the mystery flavor, are those
Hmm.
all the same flavor?
Honestly, I'm not sure, but I feel like that would be kind of lame. I feel like they have to be different every time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, but I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, I'm really good at going off on tangents.
That's awesome though, dude. I'm looking forward to Digital Breath. I can't wait to I feel like, you know, that's gonna be sick to kind of just like not know what to expect from every single
Yeah,
song.
no,
It's gonna keep it
I
fresh.
yeah.
So I guess like what label were you saying you're gonna put that out with?
Okay, so Rat's Nest Tapes I was signed to for a while, and then like some like drama happened with that. I don't know if you remember, but that was when that band that was like made of fake people got
Dude,
outed for like
really?
stealing
That
music.
was
Yeah,
theirs? What was that, Ghost Funeral?
Ghost Funeral. Yeah, and so the person who ran that also ran Rat's Nest Tapes with Walker, and so when that got out, when that whole thing went down, Walker was like, well, I have no one else to run this Rat's Nest Tapes things with. Um, and so I just didn't feel like right being on
Yeah.
it.
I feel like
So
anybody would, you know?
yeah, it just like felt like wrong to me. But shout out Walker, super cool about the whole thing, super awesome, and I'm super thankful. I felt so super bad. I was like,
Mhm.
I'm so sorry. I want to stay here, but I just gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
Um, and so Rasmus Tapes did as like a last hurrah. They did like a little like run, like a cassette tape run of the first EP, which was super
Mm.
sick of them. And then I gave everything back to the label because I'm like, you guys need everything that you can get
Mhm.
right now. Um, so that happened, and then Lonely Ghost Records was like, "Hey, do you want to sign to us?" And I was like, "Yeah,"
That's
because
sick,
Lonely Ghost
dude.
Records, yeah, Lonely Ghost Records is super sick. And so shout out Lonely Ghost Records, shout out Arise Sir, they're also on the label, and they are,
Can you tell me about Lonely
um,
Ghost a little bit?
yeah, they're super cool. I feel like when Rookie Card like signed to like Flea Collar Tapes, like it was just Jack being like, "Do you want to sign?" And Gunnar
Mhm.
was like, "Yeah." But like with Lonely Ghost Records, they had me like sign like a contract and
Really?
everything.
That's sick.
Yeah, yeah, it was super cool. It was like super professional, and it gave me kind of like a nervousness about it. I was like, "Dude, what if I sign something that's just gonna like screw me over for life?"
Yeah.
Um, but Lonely Ghost Records is all really cool people, and like the legal mumbo jumbo, like the legal ease of it was like super. They helped me super understand it, and
Mhm.
so got that signed. And they're really cool people, and
Yeah.
a lot of the other bands on
Who
the label, like Ariser and Famine, are all
mhm.
super duper sick. Super Destroyer, great stuff. Everyone check out all those bands.
Are they
Super
primarily
sick stuff.
like an emo label or just like DIY, like multi-genre?
I'd say they have kind of a variety going
Oh,
on,
that's
just like a
cool.
multi-genre kind of label. I mean, they have like a couple emo bands, but they also have like I think they have like a pretty diverse kind of stuff.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, yeah, and they're super cool too. And yeah, we're working on a ton of cool stuff right now. I'm not allowed to say any of it, but yeah,
Did you
I'm
have
super
to
excited.
did you have to sign like a non-disclosure agreement?
No, I didn't have to do that.
Or
So
they say
I
okay.
guess I could say it if I wanted to,
But yeah,
but
yeah, I know what you
yeah,
mean. Um,
yeah,
that's funny. I just like to ask because I think that's so crazy. Or I think that's cool that like DIY people are like, all right, we're gonna make this official. I feel like that almost gives it like more of like a okay, this is an actual thing. Like we mean business. Like we're serious.
yeah,
We're gonna try and
exactly. Like
help
I
you
was
out.
like, dang, this is like happening. This is like popping off.
Yeah.
Because like when we signed to Flea Collar Tapes, like it was like cool and like chillax and like it was like whatever, we're just homies and we're just gonna
Uh-huh.
put out some stuff. But like Lonely Ghost Records, I think kind of it just like maybe be like, whoa, this is like serious.
Mm-hmm.
Like obviously the people that run that record label are cool and like we're like homies, but like we are business partners. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like before anything else. So I think there's kind of like a cool. There's two sides of the same coin. I think. They're both of them are cool, but it was just a crazy experience having to sign, and like we had like a phone call like that was like two and a half hours long of like them like talking me through everything and like
Mm-hmm.
this is how everything's gonna go down. This is what we'll do for you. This is what you can do, and like yeah, and I was like super like when I first got into music, like I was way into like Nirvana and like Pink Floyd and all, like all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And like how all those bands have like record label horror stories
Oh yeah. Oh
about
yeah.
how they got like pigeonholed and they got scammed and everything. And
Oh
I was
yeah.
like, is this gonna happen to me? But Lonely Ghost Records are super cool people, and yeah. And so it's been a breeze. It's been really easy.
That's awesome, dude. We're looking forward to that. Do you have a release date on that yet with Lonely Ghost?
April 30th.
Oh, there it
April
is,
30th.
dude. April 30th. Look out for Digital Lung. Or no,
Internet Breath.
Internet Breath. There it is. My bad. Sorry
Digital
about
Lung
that.
is the first single off of it.
Yeah.
You're good. You're good. It's
Um,
kind of a stupid name.
I feel like you named it after a lyric in that song, though, right?
I did. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I did. Yeah, it's the first like lyric in the chorus of that song.
Hell yeah, dude. So look forward to Internet Breath, April 30th.
Yeah,
It's gonna be very sick. Um,
I'm hoping.
yeah, what were we talking about before we went and started talking about Internet Breath? I feel like there was something I wanted to say, but I totally can't remember what we were gonna say.
Oh no. Uh, we were talking about video games, and
I think
then
we were talking about bands getting pigeonholed or something. I don't know,
oh
dude.
yeah.
Was that it?
No.
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
I don't
I
know.
have no idea.
Anyways, I guess we could just move on. So I guess I have like one more question.
Oh
This
yeah,
kind of a doozy. Are you ready for it?
let's do it.
Okay, so you sure?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
kind of
I'm ready.
it's kind of a big one.
I've got it. I got it. I got it on lock.
Okay. A rat is going to jump into your mouth. Do you want this rat to jump into your mouth head first or butt first, and why?
Ooh. Okay. This is a serious question. I didn't realize it would be this detrimental.
Yeah.
Probably butt first, because I feel like the wait, is this a mouse or a rat?
It's a rat, dude, for sure. So think
Okay.
about maybe I
It's like
can
gross.
paint a picture in your head. Yeah, like have you ever been in New York, dude? Or
No, I've not.
okay, like the New York subway rats or
Oh
um
dang, they're like huge, aren't they?
oh yeah, they're monsters, dude. So just think of like one of these bad boys just carrying around like a big old New York slice of pizza just like through the sewer, you know? Or like
Oh
if
man.
you go to like LA and like you go to a park at night, you just see them all scurry around. You know.
Part of me wants to say the butt of the rat because I know that the rat would be less damaged.
Yeah.
You know,
The
the rat
ve-
would be less hurt. But I also don't want to get like rat butt taste in my mouth, and
I
I
th-
don't want to get like diseases from that.
I see what you mean. Do you happen to be vegan or
No, I
vegetarian?
was for a
No.
while though.
Oh, okay. So I was gonna say, it's usually the people that are vegan or vegetarian that are like, I don't want to hurt it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
but okay. So so would you go butt first or?
Yeah, I'd probably go butt first. I'd probably go butt first. I'd sacrifice it all for the rat.
Yeah, I see that, dude. That's very nice. That's very nice of you. My personal, I think, preference would be what's it called? I would take that thing butt first and then pet it on its head and tame it, and then
Yeah, you just gotta like while it's
tame
in
it,
your mouth,
calm
you
it
gotta like
down,
pet it on its
yeah,
head. Yeah,
and then put it under your hat, and then you can make some
yeah,
ratatouille and start a
yeah. You can make
restaurant or
some
something.
ratatouille
You
with
know what I'm
it,
saying?
dude.
Start a restaurant or something, and you know,
What's your favorite like Disney Pixar movie?
dude, dude, I just watched Moana recently. I thought that was pretty.
Oh
Is
yeah,
that even Pixar? I don't know if that's Pixar or not.
is that Pixar or is that just Disney? I have no idea.
I have no idea. That
Um,
one's pretty cool though. Toy Story is always a classic. That's Pixar, right?
yeah, I love Toy Story,
I
dude.
just watched.
I gotta go with the classic Wally.
Oh, dude, Wally's sick. Yeah, that
Wally
one's
is
tight,
so
dude.
good.
What else did I watch recently? I watched the most recent Finding Nemo. Have you seen that one?
I have not like Finding Nemo
I
2.
think
Is
it was
it
Finding Dory, to be honest.
Finding Dory? Yeah. Da da da.
That one was pretty
Um,
sick. I thought it was kind of like I didn't really like. Felt like I appreciated it more just because it was like nice and cute, but I felt like the story wasn't as good as the first one.
oh
Um,
yeah, oh yeah. They're never gonna go back to a story that's as good as the first.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Um,
What's funny? So, I think that's about all we have for the show today, Caleb. Is there anything else you
Sweet.
wanted to talk about, or any last remarks you want to put into the airwaves or archives, or any tips you want to give your followers, or anything you want people to know about you?
Okay. First of all, if anyone needs anyone to talk to at all, I'm here. If anyone needs to just talk to people, because I know how it can be like, especially in
Yeah.
quarantine, without people to talk to.
Hmm.
I'm here. Just hit me up on Twitter. Yeah, if you guys want to be homies, if you guys want to play some Smash Bros. Online,
Oh, heck
I
yeah.
totally got you. I'll hit you up with my friend code.
There it
Um,
is.
I'm always down to meet new people. I'm always down to meet friends. Keep at it. Do what you do. Love it. Be proud of yourself. I believe in you guys. Check out Home Is Where. Check out Your Arms Are Like a Cocoon. Listen to Rookie Card if you get the chance. Great Joy. Arise Sir. Any band that's on Lonely Ghost Records. Super Destroyer. Check out Good Noise Podcast.
Oh,
I don't know if
good
you.
noise is sick.
Yeah, they're so cool.
Dude,
I did a podcast with them earlier this month, and I love them so much.
That's so tight. Has that come out yet?
Not yet, but
Okay.
I DM'd them. Good Noise Podcast. This is me publicly calling you out to check your Twitter DMs. But I DM'd them and I was like, hey, what, do you know when this is coming out? And they haven't gotten it to me yet. We were waiting to get like a date on it first before it came out.
Mhm.
So now that the date is out, I just got to figure out when. But yeah,
Hell yeah. Good Noise is cool. I honestly don't know how they're able to do that many interviews all the time.
It's
That
insane.
would drive
It's
me crazy.
insane.
Dude, I feel like I
Yeah.
do one a week and I try to space it out evenly so I don't go crazy. And I'm just like, dude, I don't know
Yeah.
how you guys pull that off. Like, it's
I don't know.
seriously
Well, especially like
wild.
because like they do like so many different people too,
That's what I'm
and so it's
saying.
kind of
Yeah.
funny. Yeah, it's kind of funny because like sometimes they'll get people who will just like go on and on and on about about their projects.
Yeah.
Then sometimes they get people who just like don't talk at all, and
I've
it's just
noticed
so
that.
like
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah. You
yeah
get you some
it's
it's interesting
what
because you get like people that will do like a 10-minute interview and then they'll have just like a 2 hour one or something like that. You know what
yeah,
I'm
and it's
saying?
crazy, dude. Did you see they did one with Emma from the Wiggles?
I did, dude. That one got a lot of like hype on Twitter.
Yeah, it's like it's yeah, and it's like at like 1.7K like
I
views right now
saw
or
that,
something
dude.
like that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
so sick. It's so
Crazy.
cool.
I don't even know how they thought of that either. Like, dude,
How did
let's
they?
get Emma from the
I
Wiggles on the
if I
show,
thought
you
of
know?
that, I would have been like, nah, I'm never gonna be able to accomplish that. Like, good
Yeah,
on them,
I
dude.
know,
Good
dude.
on
It's
them.
wild. That's what I'm saying, dude. They have like such a diverse like amount of people on the show. I don't know. It's inspiring for sure. It's like
Yeah,
they're the type of people
totally.
that I'm just like, all right, I gotta like work to keep up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Um,
exactly, exactly.
But, anyways, so I guess that's all we have for the show today, Caleb. Thanks for tuning in to TBD, everyone, on KCSB FM 91.9 in Santa Barbara every Sunday, 4 to 6 p.m., and NetNet Radio out of Tijuana
Awesome.
every Saturday, 8 p.m. This is Hey, I Love You from Billings, Montana. Thank you for being on the show, Caleb.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.